it did always just kind of make us laugh about how we are, how we ended up with the, women shouldn't be in roles like this because we're just so emotional. In roles like this because we're just so emotional.
When she says emotional, does she not look like we got another Jamie Lee Curtis on our hands, folks. That's what this is. So this just in. Jennifer Lawrence says that women are not emotional and that they're the best decision makers that she's ever worked with. Bro, she's got to be lying. Jennifer Lawrence came out, I want to say maybe about a week or so ago. She was in the news because she did this whole actors on actors thing with Viola Davis. I actually did a video about it, but you guys didn't see it because I was dealing with some technical difficulties with that video. So let's fast forward to a week later. And then I find out that Jennifer Lawrence is once again japping her jaws. And this time, it's not Harvey Weinstein's balls. This time, it's Hollywood Reporter that she's sitting up here at the actors, or should I say actress, activist Roundtable. Let's take a look.
We listened to each other's point of views. Sometimes I was wrong and would learn that I was wrong, and sometimes I was right. And it was incredible to not be around toxic masculinity, to get a little break from it, and we would always...
Why do we have to continue to use these words? Why do we have to continue to use toxic masculinity? When all her fame is happening, we don't hear a single peep. American Hustle comes out, we don't hear a peep. Hunger Games comes out, we don't hear a peep. XMen comes out. The worst thing we hear about XMen is that by the time we get to the last XMen movie, she didn't want to be a part of it. That's the worst thing we heard about Jennifer Lawrence. I think she had like a sex tape come out too a few years ago. I'm not sure. Whatever. But that's neither here nor there. 2022, the year of magic, where all of these actors and actresses come out and they become activists. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So now we're hearing in 2022 Jennifer Lawrence coming out. I think we saw her last year too. She did like one protest. I think she went to. She just went full dumbass in 2022. But when it comes to, I guess, continuing to push a narrative that isn't really there, that's where I have the issue, right? That's where I start having the issue of what are you really doing in front of a camera, Jennifer Lawrence? You're not promoting a movie. You're not being interviewed about your actual talents. No, you're sitting at the activist roundtable on Hollywood Reporter talking about toxic masculinity at a table full of women. So what is going to be the average response from everyone? Yeah. You go, girl. Yeah, you go, sis. The same thing that happened last week when she was talking with Viola Davis and tried to say that she was the first ever female action superhero or the first female action hero or heroine, whatever the fuck. She basically tried to say she broke new ground with Hunger Games. No. You may have broken new ground in your career, but that's about it. But here goes Jennifer Lawrence japping her jaws about toxic masculinity and about how women are not the emotional ones, men are.
It did always just kind of make us laugh about how we are, how we ended up with the, women shouldn't be in roles like this because we're just so emotional. And we're just, and it's just, I've worked with Bryan Singer.
If you look at the way...
And it's just emotional. And
if you look at the way she moves her...
Women shouldn't be in roles like this because we're just so emotional.
When she says emotional, does she not look like... We got another Jamie Lee Curtis on our hands, folks. That's what this is. We have another Jamie Lee Curtis on our hands. Someone that just comes out and they say all these buzzwords, right? Nazi, what else do they like to call people? Racist, toxic masculinity. and then goes on to say that she made history. We're so emotional. Like, she's fucking crazy, man. She's crazy. I would not be surprised if she was on some heavy medication or off of her heavy medication. But look, she got to be on some kind of medication. That's all I can say. She might go to, like, on an E! Network or something, or MTV for a couple more interviews to show her true colors and just go full-blown SJW. Full-blown SJW and activist.
And we're just, and it's just, I've worked with Bryan Singer. I've seen emotional men. The biggest hissy fits I've ever seen thrown on.
I've seen emotional men. Jesus Christ.
Set. I've watched a man. I've worked. She's, I think, my third female director, and they are the calmest, best decision makers I've ever worked with. I absolutely love
best decision makers she's ever worked with. Female directors are the best decision makers she's ever worked with. Why would you say that? But if a man came out, if Tom Cruise, the greatest movie star of all time, if he came out and said, the best directors I ever worked with were male directors, dude would get crucified. So I had to come out with this tweet, man. I had to quote you this, and I said, if there was real toxicity in the environments that she worked in, she, one, wouldn't use the same buzzwords over and over, and two, she wouldn't just now be talking about toxic masculinity, like I just said. American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook, which I loved her in. Hunger Games series, I loved her in. She's not the greatest actor. I don't even think she's even a great actor, to be honest. She's no Aubrey Plaza. She's not that bad. It has the same facial expression over and over and over. Because she's mid when it comes to hotness, that's how she continues to have a job in Hollywood. That's Aubrey Plaza for you. And that's kind of Jennifer Lawrence a little bit, but now she's on the crazy side, and now she's doing all this. Now she's doing this whole rollout with all these SJW buzzwords. Sure, look, man. She might have a resurgence in Hollywood because of this. Who knows? But what I will say is this. Stop putting this bitch in front of the camera. Because if we stop this madness, if we stop putting crazies and clowns and weirdos in front of the camera on Hollywood Reporter and on Variety and sitting in front of other weirdos and toxic feminists, then maybe we would be able to get somewhere when it comes to our entertainment. Maybe we'll be able to get somewhere behind the scenes in our entertainment. But if y'all keep doing this and keep bashing males for no fucking reason, we're going to continue to get terrible products like She-Hulk. We're going to continue to get terrible shit like that Charlie's Angels movie that came out a couple years ago. Like that Ghostbusters movie that came out like 5 or 6 years ago. Like, we're going to continue to get terrible shit like that. But anyways, man, maybe I'm overreacting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's your boy Corn. It's Half-Ass Pod, and I am OUT.